So the mic is on. Hope y'all are doing good. We will be back always, making certain you guys are good because some of you are new here and some of you aren't. Some of you have been here multiple times with us, but there's always a reason to check in. There's always a reason to make certain that you guys are okay. And I don't mean that in the most fluff scenario. I mean that in the most sincere sense because um, things are constantly changing in the United States. I mean, big things, small things, getting rid of pennies now. I mean, I guess I get it, but the I think the credit CFPB something with like pretty much how you guys might have gotten rebates and different things as far as when your information was stolen. That was shut down. I got the news on, just trying to make certain I know it is what it is you guys are dealing with outside of something that it is that can help you. If you actually hear it in my voice, um, the Eagles won. So probably need some tea and some honey or something like that. But the Eagles won yesterday, so that is why my voice is still at Sunday, even though we're on Monday. Yes, I'm an Eagles fan. My name is RJ. I'm originally from Philadelphia. I live here in Medellin, Colombia. So if you are here, maybe living abroad is on your radar. And don't get me wrong, Colombia is where it is that I live. It might not be where it is that you may have on your radar, but these conversations are 100% designed to give you an opportunity to understand some of the things that you may be thinking. You know, you might have people to talk to. You might have people that understand and have already moved abroad, and it's on your mind, but you might not. So what do? You hope that there's somewhere and somebody that you can go to and at least ask questions. That person should hopefully be open enough also uh, to bring other people on that may know more than them about something that they're not familiar with. Excuse me, which is what you see here. So you guys just need to make certain that if you are considering moving abroad, you're tapping in with these things. You know, we're here Monday through Friday. We jump on. I tell you guys, put your notifications on. Make sure you're doing whatever it is, following, sharing, liking, subscribing, whatever platform you're on. I have no idea. There's like literally five different platforms going on right now. But what I will tell you is each day we get into what most won't tell you. What most won't tell you about moving abroad, what you're going to go through before you even leave. You know, so many of you guys are in the stage right now where you're like, I'm just thinking about it. But where do you start with thinking about it and actually getting some real information? And so many of these influencers are not in a scenario where they are giving you actionable items and actionable things that you're going to have to sit here and go through. You know, whether it's going to think about, whether um, a lot of people won't be honest with you. A lot of people won't be honest with you about there's an emotional scenario that goes on here. And I say that is because right now you guys go through so many emotional things in the United States that you just got used to. So you don't really understand um, what it is until somebody points it out and says, hey, you remember when you didn't go through that? Anybody? Like, it's not like just you. I'm talking about like now these things are American things. So tonight we're going to get into, you know, what it is, why I left, you know, because so many of you may feel like isolated in this. Now we get these people that say, oh, you know, America's the greatest place in the world, you know, like, for who? It didn't, it didn't feel like, it didn't feel like it for me. And getting out allowed me to see that there were other things that gave me gave me better, I want to say just better purpose, because I've always been very purpose driven. But it gave me a better appreciation for the little bit of time that it is that we have here, and what it is that we convert from time into stuff and things. It just wasn't adding up. So, getting into these things on why I left, I guarantee you're going to find some synergy and what some of these things are. Now, you guys and I also, I in my last corporate job, I was in a call center at Comcast. I've been in business sales, telecom sales for a very long time, and I was just tired of the rat race. That was like one of the biggest things for me. I was really tired of the rat race, because the rat race, if you guys don't know what the rat race is, it's always striving for more, not knowing necessarily where you're going in this maze of life and everything else, but striving for more and maybe even obtaining more. But at the same time you're obtaining more, things keep costing more. Now, we grew up, and I would say, I always tell you guys, hey, I'm 37 years old. I'll be honest with you. Maybe you guys are a lot younger and maybe at this position. Good for you. If you're 10 years younger than me, that is great. But I will tell you is, if you're thinking about it and you say, hey, the rat race could be a scenario where you're looking at how much do things cost versus how much am I getting paid to buy these things? Because right now everybody's online talking about, like, oh, how much are eggs where you live at? And it's like, well, that lets you know how much basic things are versus how much people actually like have in their pocket. And it really gets down to, like, a lot of people. Now, this is not every American. So if you're not one of those Americans, okay. But if you're one of the Americans that, go to work, you work for somebody else, are really doing your best at work, maybe working 40 hours at one job and maybe even having to take a second job. But both of those ends that you're trying to make meet, they're not always connecting. Maybe you're just one accident, one issue away from. We were just talking about this last night. In California, there's so many people that are actively the working homeless. They go to work full time for somebody else. And, we all know what the federal minimum wage is and what that was supposed to do, which is give you at least enough to be able to purchase the bare necessities. So if you go to work for somebody 40 hours a week, you should be able to purchase, not purchase, at least half. Let's start there. Let's not even get the purchase. Let's just get to half. You should be given enough money, no matter where it is you are in America, to literally have a house, ability to be able to put food in that house. If you put utilities, like the bare necessities, light, water, if you need gas for heat, like these are basic human things. But you guys live in the United States where someone can legally pay you less than what it takes to do that. Now, maybe not everybody watching this is in the exact same scenario. Where is that down to the floor? But so many of you guys don't necessarily get raises at the same rate of things operating. Gas prices fluctuate. We're now looking at the price of eggs. I saw today, because the Eagles won, the Daily News, the Philadelphia Daily News was now $6.95 for the newspaper, the physical Daily News. I literally was like, do they still sell newspapers every day? Do people just buy a $7 piece of paper like every day? And that paper just gets thrown away? Like that is where we are, like $7 for the local Daily News if somebody wanted to read it. Is it that antiquated where people are no longer looking for newspapers or buying newspapers? I ask that is because it's such an interesting topic that we're sitting here looking at and trying to consider, is it enough? The American rat race literally put you in this scenario where you may always be in a situation where it's not enough. You're just always stretching for it. You do need to, you got to buy new stuff to get to get that good feeling. You guys love retail therapy. Retail therapy is designed to take your mind off it because you got a new outfit to go outside and people say, "You look nice. I like that." And that feeling that you get, is good, but you go back to work and you got to do it all over again. And you look up and time has passed. How many of you guys right now are in a situation where y'all at the age that y'all are and don't realize, don't remember how, like, where did the time go? Like, it's a lot of time. Like, a lot of time passes. Like, that's all it can do is pass. Each day, as you guys sit on this is time. Everything is time. And you're looking at this stuff and it's like, I wanted to escape the American rat race because as an entrepreneur, business owner, I knew I didn't want to go to certain places because I was, no matter how much money I was making great money. And I didn't want to spend it all on stuff and things just to say I was here and I was doing it. You know why? Because I had done it all. I had spent it. I had did these things and it was like, it didn't give me anything. When given the opportunity to leave, I did not feel shame. I did not feel pause. I actually was like, what is keeping me here? That was my initial thought. Like, well, what is keeping me here? What is keeping me here? I've always been, a person that goes out on my own. So, like, it wasn't necessarily family or anything else because I'm like, I'm not like going to Mars. Like, alrighty, it's a one-way trip. I'm going to Mars. Like, no, it wasn't like that. It was, I'm just going. I already lived in South Florida. My family's from the north. I was just going a little bit further south. I didn't go on the other side of the world or anything else like that. But I knew that if I wanted to be able to have more time, if I wanted to better be able to have a better quality of life, it was going to start with regulating one, how much I was spending on bare necessities. That is the first thing. And the American rat race is a financial situation. It's a financial situation of how much things are cost versus your want for those things and seeing the line just keep inching further and further. And it's like, okay, I'm making more money. You probably make more money right now than your parents ever made at your age. Some of you guys are actually in that scenario. But you know what? You don't even have the quality of life that your parents had at that age. My mom was like, when she was in college, she worked as a waitress. And over the summer, she was able to purchase a no, not purchase, excuse me. She was able to finance the next semester. So every summer she worked as a waitress, finance the next semester. As I mentioned, I'm 37 years old. My parents are 60, all of them 65 plus. So I say that is because when I was in college, I worked full time at the bank as a bank teller, 8 to 5, and then worked 7 to 11 at a retail store in the mall on two opposite sides of the city, one in North Philly, one in all the way in Willow Grove. I did not get nowhere close to financing any college degree with the money that I made. And that was in from 2005 to 2009. That's 20 years ago. So these were all things that I really had to consider and look at and say, is this going to be the rest of my life where I get this stuff, nice cars, and live in a nice neighborhood and go out to eat wherever I want? But the moment somebody says, oh, you want to move out the country? What do you mean? Maybe you want something. Because you know why? America is like a club. Everybody want to go to the club. Everybody want to pop bottles. Everybody want to be in the club. But when you actually get in the club, always as a former promoter in Miami, as a person that used to be in there working, I used to literally look and be like, if we turn the lights on right now, these people will look absolutely insane. Everybody just sitting around looking disinterested and also wanting to be seen as much as possible. That is life in America. Yo, go buy the stuff, go buy the things. You gonna feel the happiness, man. I got all of it. I had none of the happiness. Like I wasn't feeling like this was what my life was supposed to be. Like new bins every couple of years, bunch of sneakers, the latest whatever the clothes are for the next 5 years or so. That was what was going on. Now, some of you guys haven't woken up and realized that, yeah, that's not going to work. That's cool. You're not there yet. It's fine. Maybe you haven't gotten enough. This is somebody that had a bunch of stuff. Once you get it, I mean, never mind me. You don't know me. Let's take it to people that you respect, people that you care about. People think about how many celebrities they got the money. Maybe they don't got the fame. Most people don't really want fame. People want just money. They got people that you know that have money or people you've seen have money. And they are happy. They have more stuff, more extravagant things than you have, but they're not happy. You think that you're going to be the one to break the happiness code? You going to get enough money, Scrooge McDuck, and finally find Narnia and the ability to purchase things? So this rat race situation it's a situation where it's like you're never going to get out of it consistently. One, inundated with the BS that you have to deal with in the United States, because we're going to get to that too. We only on the first one, y'all. And two, you're never going to get there. And when you get there, the journey wasn't even worth it because it was based off of things that actually never mattered. But America, I got a message today. Best Buy is having a President's Day sale. I'm gonna tell you something. Not even Barack Obama make me want to go outside and spend some money in the name of Barack Obama. Not no president makes me want to go spend money in their name because it's a sale. Yet that is what it is that we get indoctrinated with every day in America, in the society of this capitalism, where they've given you so much thought that capitalism is going to work for you, that you actually run a scenario where you would vote against your actual own interest because you think that you're going to get promoted to the good old boys club. I mean, we're living through it right now. Yet so many people are here, and I'm like, you guys need to escape this rat race of you guys are all going to make it. How has that worked out? How has that worked out as far as you guys are all going to make it in the sense of the way for 40 years, go to college, go do all of these things, and then retire at 65, and that's where it is. I think I'm losing some of you guys on one of these platforms. Internet is not too bad out here in Colombia, TikTok. You guys are, I think, only ones that are still on right now. But y'all got to really, really, really take a look at that, man. This is